Episode 22.
B2 level.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Daily 5 Words, Episode 22. On this channel, our goal is to help you learn 5 new English words every day in a fun and easy way. We always start with a short story where today's words are used naturally, and then we explain each word in detail so you can understand it clearly and use it confidently. If you've been watching all the episodes so far, then with this one, you've already learned 110 English words. And if you haven't watched all the previous episodes yet, I highly recommend going back and watching them. It's the best way to build your vocabulary step by step. Today's words are squander, squabble, lucrative, snitch, necessity. So I'm going to tell you today's story. And while you listen, pay attention to how these words appear naturally in real situations. Once the story is finished, we'll break down each word with examples and useful tips so you can use them like a pro in your own conversations. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. You can also download the PDF and audio files for this episode in the description section. Make sure to listen to the audio throughout the day. It's one of the best ways to improve your listening and remember new vocabulary. All right, let's get started. The cost of easy money. Ethan always believed money would solve his problems. When he landed a lucrative job at a fast-growing tech company, he felt unstoppable. The salary was far more than he had ever imagined, and for the first time in his life, he didn't worry about bills or rent. Instead of planning carefully, Ethan began to squander his income. He bought expensive clothes, upgraded his phone every year, and spent weekends partying as if the money would never end. At work, pressure was high. Long hours and tight deadlines caused constant stress among the team. Small disagreements quickly turned into loud squabbles, especially between Ethan and his colleague Mark. They argued about credit, responsibilities, and who should lead the next project. The office, once friendly, slowly became tense and divided. One day, Ethan discovered that Mark was secretly sharing company data with a competitor. It wasn't just unethical, it was illegal. Ethan felt trapped. Reporting Mark would label him a snitch, and he knew how much people hated that reputation. At the same time, staying silent meant risking his job and the future of the company. As weeks passed, Ethan's careless spending caught up with him. Unexpected medical bills arrived, and his savings were nearly gone. For the first time, he realized that money wasn't endless and that responsible choices were a necessity, not an option. The stress helped him see the situation more clearly. In the end, Ethan chose to speak up. He reported the issue quietly through the proper channels. The company handled it professionally, and Mark was removed from the project. Some colleagues suspected what happened, but no one confronted Ethan directly. Months later, Ethan lived more carefully. He stopped wasting money, avoided pointless arguments, and focused on what truly mattered. He learned that integrity, discipline, and responsibility were far more valuable than fast money, and that some decisions, even difficult ones, are simply a necessity in life. Word number 1. Squander. Part of speech, verb. Meaning, to waste something valuable such as money, time, energy, or opportunities in a careless or irresponsible way. Squander suggests poor judgment and often implies regret afterward. Example sentences. He squandered his savings on unnecessary purchases. Don't squander your time on things that don't matter. She squandered a great opportunity by not preparing. Synonyms: waste, misuse, fritter away, throw away. Word family. Squandering. Noun, the act or process of wasting valuable resources in a careless way. The squandering of public money caused outrage. Squanderer. Noun, a person who regularly wastes money, time, or resources. He was known as a squanderer who never planned ahead. Common uses and phrases. Squander money or time. To waste money or time without careful planning. Example, many people squander time scrolling on their phones. Squander an opportunity. To fail to use a valuable chance. Example, he squandered an opportunity to study abroad. Other information for learners. Squander is stronger and more serious than waste. It is often used in formal writing, news, and discussions about life choices. Squander has a strongly negative judgment. It implies waste caused by carelessness, irresponsibility, or foolish choices. Compare. Spend money is neutral, waste money is negative, and squander money is very negative and critical. Word number 2. Squabble. Part of speech, noun and verb. Meaning. As a noun, a squabble is a small, noisy, and usually unimportant argument. As a verb, to squabble means to argue about trivial or minor issues, often emotionally. Example sentences. The siblings had a squabble over the TV remote. They squabbled about money again. It was just a small squabble, not a serious fight. Synonyms. Petty argument, bicker, minor quarrel, fuss. Word family. Squabbling, noun and verb, the act of arguing repeatedly about small matters. Example, the meeting turned into squabbling instead of problem solving. Common uses and phrases. Family squabble, a small disagreement among family members. Example, it was only a family squabble, nothing serious. Political squabble, a minor conflict between politicians or parties. Example, voters are tired of political squabbles. Other information for learners. Squabble often minimizes conflict and suggests the argument is not important or serious. A squabble is small, petty, not serious, and often emotional or childish. It is not used for wars, major political conflicts, or serious disputes. Example, they had a squabble over whose turn it was. Word number 3. Lucrative. Part of speech, adjective. Meaning, producing a large amount of money or profit. Lucrative is used to describe jobs, businesses, deals, and opportunities that are financially rewarding. Example sentences. She found a lucrative job in the tech industry. Real estate can be a lucrative investment. He left teaching for a more lucrative career. Synonyms. Profitable, high-paying, money-making, financially rewarding. Word family. Lucratively, adverb, in a way that produces a lot of profit. The company invested lucratively in renewable energy. Lucrativeness, noun, the quality of being highly profitable. The lucrativeness of the deal attracted investors. Common uses and phrases. Lucrative career, a job that brings high income. Example, finance is considered a lucrative career. Lucrative deal or contract, an agreement that generates high profit. Example, the company signed a lucrative contract. Other information for learners. Lucrative focuses only on money, not job satisfaction or happiness. A job can be lucrative but stressful. Lucrative describes financial success, not morality. Something can be lucrative even if people disagree with it ethically. Example, the industry is lucrative but controversial. This is common in news and analysis. Word number 4. Snitch. Part of speech. Noun and verb. Informal. Meaning. As a verb, to snitch means to secretly report someone's wrongdoing to authorities. As a noun, a snitch is a person who informs on others. It often carries a negative or emotional tone. Example sentences. He refused to snitch on his friends. Nobody trusted him because he was a snitch. She was afraid of being labeled a snitch. Synonyms. Inform. Tell on someone. Betray. Report. More neutral. Word family. Snitching. Noun and verb. The act of secretly informing on someone. Snitching can be dangerous in criminal environments. Example, he avoided snitching to protect himself. Common uses and phrases. Snitch on someone. To report someone's wrongdoing. Example, he snitched on his coworker. Don't snitch. A phrase meaning don't tell authorities. Example, in some communities, don't snitch is a strong rule. Other information for learners. Snitch is informal and emotional. Informal or professional contexts use report or inform. In movies, street culture, and crime stories, being a snitch is considered shameful. Don't snitch is a common phrase. This is cultural, not legal language. Snitches get stitches, slang not to be used casually, meaning people who inform may face punishment. This phrase is common in movies but not appropriate for polite speech. Word number 5. Necessity. Part of speech. Noun. Meaning. Something that is absolutely needed or essential. Necessity can refer to basic needs, important actions, or unavoidable situations. Example sentences. Food and water are basic necessities. Learning English has become a necessity for his job. He worked 2 jobs out of necessity. Synonyms. Need. Essential. Requirement. Must. Word family. Necessary. Adjective. Required or essential. Training is necessary for safety. Necessarily. Adverb. As a result that must happen. Expensive does not necessarily mean better. Common uses and phrases. Out of necessity. Because there is no other choice. She moved abroad out of necessity. Basic necessity. Something essential for survival or normal life. Example, housing is a basic necessity. Other information for learners. Necessity is common in formal writing, economics, and discussions about life priorities. It often contrasts with luxury. Necessity versus need. Need is more common and informal. Necessity sounds more formal and serious, often used in writing, speeches, and explanations.